Oh, I didn't know that was that fast. A giraffe can run around 30 miles per hour.
Bem-vindo ao Harame, reserva da vida selvagem.
On the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Now I do have just a couple of safety reminders before we can begin our adventure. Please make sure we are remaining fully seated at all times, even when the truck is stopped. Even if we cannot see an animal, we all still need to remain seated, keeping those hands, arms, feet, and legs inside of this vehicle at all times. This does go for adults and children as well, so stay seated, keeping those hands, arms, feet, and legs inside of the vehicle at all times. Now folks, we've made it out into the Little Aturi Forest. The animals are typically pretty shy out here. They'll camouflage well deep in the branches and in the bushes. Now on the right side, we'll see that animal over there with striped legs. That will be the okapi. Now because of the striped legs, that does confuse a lot of people into thinking that they're related to zebras, but they're actually the... On the right, you'll see some tan animals at the top of the hill. These will be the greater kudu, and those are female greater kudu. We can tell because they do not have horns. Male greater kudu will have horns, but get up to 6 feet in length once they are fully grown. A long beak, these will be the pink-backed pelicans. These pelicans get their name because during their mating season, they have a pink spot that shows up on their back, like they're blushing. That pink spot of theirs is not their feathers that turns pink, but it's the skin underneath their feathers that turns that pink color. On the left, we're going to see this bloat. It's what we call a group of hippos. Hippos will spend the majority of their day fully submerged in the water, just because, well, that's how they like to keep themselves cool. So we won't really find that these hippos are actually swimming in the water to move around. Their preferred method of travel will be to sink all the way down to the bottom, and then they can run or walk across the floor. Hippos do have the ability to do this because they can hold their breath for up to 8 minutes. Animals back there on the left, those are elands. Elands do have very large bodies, but their bodies are mainly made up of muscle. Because of that, eland can leap up to 8 feet in the air just from a standing position. Now these animals on this left side, these are the Ankole cattle, also known as Watusi cattle, after the people who first domesticated them. Now those horns of theirs, they do get quite large. They're about 3 to 4 feet in length each. And although they look heavy, their horns are lightweight. They're made up of a honeycomb-like structure on the inside, and blood will circulate. One of the fastest antelopes, they can run speeds of 50 to 60 miles per hour. And while they're running or walking, they can spring 13 feet forward through the air. And the springing motion they make is called cronking. Now we are going to see those Maasai giraffe. We're going to talk about those zebras first though. These are the Hartmann's mountain zebras. Typical herds of zebra will consist of 1 stallion and 2 to 5 females and their calves. But zebras are social and friendly with one another, so if they were to run into another herd, they might decide they want to join. We won't see them lay down too often. It puts them in too much of a vulnerable position. Now we are going to see some African elephants over there on the right, and then on the left side you're going to see that mandrill. Now mandrills do spend most of their day hiding in the trees and in the bushes, so since we don't see them often, we're going to talk about them first. Now mandrills, they are the largest monkey in Africa. We do know that they are monkeys and not apes, and it's because the animal's lives. So along with everything else you probably already know about recycling, recycle those electronics as well. We are going to see these 2 more elephants over here on the left. Let's talk about their trunks. Elephants have very muscular trunks. They have 100,000 muscles in that trunk of theirs. It's more muscles than we have in our entire body. Now there are also two finger-like projections at the end of their trunk that kind of allows them to scoop up hay and grass into piles, and then they're going to grab onto it and bring it up to their mouth for them to be able to consume. Elephants will eat close to about 300 pounds of food per day, so those muscular trunks are definitely pretty useful to them. Now we are going to start approaching this flamboyance. That's what we call a group of flamingo. And these flamingo will be the greater flamingo. Now if you look close, you'll see some black and white flamingos out there. Those will be the youngest actually. And it does actually act like a sunscreen for them as well as an insect repellent. Now it is also one of their favorite ways to socialize. White rhinos are very social, very friendly, which is extremely different from the solitary black rhino that we saw. Now the white rhino will also be larger than the black rhino. They'll weigh between 4,000 to 5,000 pounds when they're fully grown. But the biggest difference between these rhinos will actually be their mouth shape. White rhinos get their name from the Afrikaans word "wit," which means wide and not white. This is referring to the broad square. Some of the most adorable livestock, we're going to see the Nigerian dwarf goat. Now, although these goats might be small, most of them are going to be adults. Now, they do make cronking. Now, we are going to see those Maasai giraffe. We're going to talk about those zebras first, though. These are the Hertmann's mountain zebras. Typical herds of zebra will consist of one stallion and 2 to 5 females and their calves. But zebras are social and friendly with one another, so if they were to run into another herd, they might decide they want to join together. And this herd of zebra is called a dazzle. Now we are passing right by that Maasai giraffe. Maasai giraffes are going to have very jagged spots, and each spotting pattern is going to be